Sometimes, and sometimes also some personal ones.
Nze mbadde kugamba okweyogeraku okwo kwokka kwalaga nti the message reached. By the way, let me tell you something. You people, disability inclusion, isn't it? Now, it is based on how you
play around issues concerning persons with disabilities in their broadcasts, in their comedies and what.
You know what? I have challenges reporting about disability. Because whenever I talk about disability, my editor does not agree with the what? The language. Because it takes more what? More space. You get it? By being called blind. The even if you see actually a gross violation of the right, until he apologizes to. But yet, do you know this disability? When the opportunity came, it's the guy who went. They left very good journalists.
Last week I was speaking to a certain lady who says mariachi is a lady with disability. She said mariachi is one of her best.
I remember a scenario between mariachi and that guy. Isn't it? What was the public response when he made fun of him?
The public were getting
is actually okay. Now, disabilities. Good. By marriage, by what? By birth. Very good. How do you call a person with psychosocial disability? How do you feel?
It is the norm.
It is the norm. Let's look at the deaf. Sectionality. Don't make myself understood. Don't make myself understood. Now I'm speaking these things in the plainest language. Yes. Life. They have the right to enjoy their sexual and reproductive health. They have the right to marry and found family. You don't choose for them a marriage partner. You get it? And all these things, they are as a result of the portrayal of disability by the media. Sent to the public. Are we together? Now, there is Navu, Tulina Abampi, Tulina Banene, Tulina Abatono, Palina Bona. We are in society. And when we are in society, we are dealing with diverse people. Okay? And because we are dealing with diverse people, it calls fellowship. Yeah.
As media or journalism, we have our own jargon.
Yeah. Language.
Yes. Which we use. Sometimes we borrow it from the language, the existing language.
Yes. And quality. As a stakeholder, as a media practitioner, are you accountable? Do you enhance equality? Are you together? When you're reporting, Kasiru awasiza. Katwewu yakute mumala. Are you being sensitive?
But getting psychosocial, I first had epilepsy. That's why I'm having this scar. I started experiencing, and my parents thought that I was bewitched. We started going to witch doctors, pastors, after we decided to go to main hospital. The medicine they gave us was not matching with the disability I was having. So we just left those medicines because they were making me dull. I was weak, not able to do even anything. After we joined at an Eyokuwandikamu. Disorganize my lesson, you move out of class, you may get a relapse when I'm teaching. When I'm in exams, I could get a relapse. I start tearing the paper and the exams. I joined secondary. I'm someone who likes leadership. I finished secondary with 8 certificates for leadership. But it was very hard for me to get them. When I contest that I want to be this, I'm contesting for this. Some would say, now that one, how can she lead us? How can someone having epilepsy be leading us in a school? Because in Munsabot, when I should assembly. But I was someone who was very strong. I joined the Eyokuwandikamu. They started giving me medicine that was carbamazepine and folic acid. I started getting a change. I was not receiving the relapses. I fall in fire, then the hot water fall on my leg, even punished. And after COVID, they were not having school fees. My parents are farmers. They used to sell their animals, their what, in order to medicate me, but it was very hard. Then after my dad said, Goret, you are not on my list. I'm not going to give you school fees. I'm no longer educating you. Let me now educate your siblings. These ones I plant myself. Sometimes I don't go to the salon. But in class, they used to discriminate me. Now, how can Goret? Goret is not having a disability. They thought that I was a spy from the Ministry of Gender, because the school was being supported by Ministry of Gender, Labour and Social Development. So most of the teachers, they thought that I'm a spy from Ministry of Gender. Sometimes they could chase me out of class. Now for you, since we are not giving you materials, you are going to call the other ones. The CDOs, the Ministry of Gender, and you inform them that we are not even teaching you. There is a day I got a relapse in class. The teacher told my fellow students, don't support her. Let's see if she's really having psychosocial disability. Let's see. Yet it was very hard, very strong. I was bedridden and admitted in the main hospital for 6 months. Sometimes I could leave, I go to school. They told me, Goret, you want there, and then I stopped going to hairdressing class. I went and informed my teacher and the principal. They told me, no, Goret, start educating the whole school about psychosocial disability. I started educating them, giving more information about psychosocial. Then I joined tailoring course. I started doing tailoring. Remember, I joined tailoring when they were about.
You see, so but then we are here today. What can we do to protect such stories? This is a story that I do believe can do empower over 1,000 girls out there. But if we got these stories under our archives and we do label them like Oscar was talking about the interview he had with some reporter, I mean, represent us the way we are. No one can tell our story than we do. No one can tell that story the way she did, because it's her own story. She's a champion of her story. Otherwise, with those few remarks,
Sometimes, and sometimes some personal ones.
Disability inclusion is concerned is within the UNCRPD principles of equality, non-discrimination, isn't it? Accessibility of all information. And so,
bandika ku nsonga ezo abantu bawandikako nga sibaswaza abantu bawandikako nga tobavumirira ekyo nkiyize nnyo kubanga nange ensonga ezo zinkwatako ng'omuntu kubanga nange ekyo ekintu kyantuukako ng'omuntu so kati mbeera ntegeera neteeka mu bigere by'oyo omuntu gwe mpandiikako then nenkola ki nange nentereeza engeri gye nkola emirimu gyange.
These people in Lubu were consulted before because our logo, according to the United Nations Convention of Rights to Disabilities, says nothing for us without us. And you know, turning people into objects of commercial gain without them without consent. Of course, the nation, yes, can gain dollars out of tourism, but again, that is dehumanizing this person, dehumanizing their challenge of visual impairment. And therefore, we as human rights activists, we detest that. Unless otherwise, these people are consulted and they know what is the benefit they are going to get out of being tourists, attracting tourism, and there must be limits of what to do and what not to do, so as to protect their rights and dignity of persons with visual impairment. Thank you very much. Olunaku olwaleero nga ntandika kansooke neyanjule nze yiga Daniel Mwesigwa, National Coordinator of My Story Initiative. Ekibiina kino kikuŋŋaanya abantu abaliko obulemu ku bwongo ne kibabudaabuda tulaba ebibasoomooza biki bye basobodde okukola, success stories n'ebirala ng'ebyo, n'okubawa to empower them okweyogerera to train the self-advocates. Era ebitongole bisatu ebyegatta awamu: My Story Initiative, Triumph, Mental Health Recovery Program, ne Mental Health Fellowship atane controller. Ebitongole ebyo bisatu biri mu coalition twalaba nti bannamawulire bankizo nnyo mu kutegeeza abantu mu biki ebitukwatako. N'olwekyo emirundi mingi bagezaako okuwa amawulire, naye ate nga bakozesa ebigambo ebitunyika, ebintu ebituvoola, naye si kuba nti bo bakyagala, naye lwakuba baba tebamanyi. So tuyite bannamawulire okubatendeka nti balina kukozesa bigambo ki ebyo ebitatunyika, ebitatuvoola, ate era ebisomesa abantu abalala okulaba nti nabo tebatuvoola, tebatunyika, tebatuboola. So mu lunaku luno workshop eno era twogedde ku bintu bingi nnyo nga twesigama ku mateeka nga United Nations Convention of Rights of Persons with Disabilities, UNCRPD, netwogera ku constitution ya Uganda kubanga Uganda yo yateekako omukono ku convention eyo, netwogera kuteeka erya Disability Act nga we lituwa enkizo okulakiibwa ng'abantu abalala. Mwebale nnyo.
Portrayal of persons with disabilities is very important when it comes to advocating for their rights, in line with the United Nations Convention on the Rights of Persons with Disabilities. That, of course, brings in a human rights-based approach to understanding disability. So language looks at the way persons with disabilities are referred in the media, and of course as media you play a very important role in influencing the mindset of society. So the United Nations Disability Inclusive Communication Guidelines 2022 specifically bring out the way persons with disabilities should be referred to, and abbreviations like PWDs, disabled person, those ones have all been outlawed. So the right phraseology is persons with disabilities, because before a disability you are looking at a person. So the best is to refer to this person as a person with disability. And as media, you work with the different key players within the society to ensure that their rights under the UNCRPD are realized. And I think organized to build the capacities of media practitioners to portray persons with disabilities positively within the newsroom and beyond. So that is why we have this. We hope to continuously develop the capacities on how better to report about disability inclusion, and that will enhance development amongst persons with disabilities and their families. Kati nze Oscar Walukuwakoli ndi omuntu aliko obulemu, ndi muzibe, era omusomo gubaddewo leero gubadde guleeta abantu abakola mawulire kuba developing their capacity okulaba nti enkolagana yaabwe n'abantu abaliko obulemu tetyoboola ddembe ly'abantu abaliko obulemu ate. Era tubadde tulowooza nti mu ngeri gye boogeramu abantu abaliko obulemu oluusi eyongera abantu bano okujoogebwa mu society. Era tubadde tulowooza nti omusomo guno bwe buba nga bagufunye bagenda kuba nga bagukozesa okuwandiika ebirungi ku bantu abaliko obulemu. Ssemateeka wa Uganda ayogera ku bantu abaliko obulemu agamba nti abantu abaliko obulemu nabo bantu era balina kubeera n'eddembe lya bwebange ng'abantu. Era UNCRPD yeteeka ly'ensi zonna erya UN lyogera ku bantu abaliko obulemu ng'abantu abalina otwalibwa nga balina okuba baweebwa eddembe era boogerebwako obulungi okuwandiika ku bantu abaliko obulemu obulungi nti abantu abali mu community nabo babakkiriza ng'abantu abalina eddembe lyabwe ly'obwebange. Banamawulire bye bawandiikako okugeza ng'omuntu atawulira obulungi bawandiikako nti kasiru oba omuntu alina obukosefu ku bwongo nga katwewungu. Kati ebigambo ebyo byonna biba bityoboola eddembe ly'omuntu aliko obulemu. Omuntu okugeza muntu nga kasiru, omuntu atawulira bulungi mu kifo bamuyite kasiru, basobola kumuyita oba abakiggala. Oba omuntu atalaba obulungi nga bamuyita muzibe. Oba ono alina obukosefu ku bwongo mu kifo bamuyite nti katwewungu. Naye ebigambo ebyo byonna bisinzira ku muntu aliko obukosefu ku bwongo oba ku mubiri gwe, oba ng'oyogedde naye kyayagala ayitibwe kyekyo ky'owandiika. Kijja kuba kitegeeza nti okulondawo kyayagala kuyitibwa.
But it also depends what you want to achieve. Sometimes also need some personal ones.